Welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I'm, of course, your host, who else but The Natty Teacher. Sorry, I got some radio static going on in the background, my bad. And today, we got a push day, man. Our push A session on the week. So our first push day of this training week, even though it's like a Thursday, so it feels weird to say like the first training session of this particular week, but that's where we're at right now. So, pretty normal session for what I've been doing lately. The only thing I'm messing with, or again, guys, this is the time where I want to mess with it, is in the off season compared to like prep. I'm trying to find the best angle for my incline press. I had done low incline Smith for a while, and then kind of just like, I want to bump the incline up because I'm already doing, some other lower incline stuff. I'm going to go to just all low incline for the upper chest for a little bit, closer to like 15 degrees. Right now, I think I'm closer to probably about 35, 40 degrees, which is totally fine. I do think I'm getting quite a bit of shoulders though. And I have a shoulder pressing movement in my routine right now. And so it's one of those things where I'm getting a lot of direct front delt work, and I don't want to I'm not saying that you're obviously you're going to get front delt work in pretty much any kind of chest press that you're doing, whether it be flat, decline, or incline, like you're going to use some of the front delts. But when I'm doing a chest press movement, I want to try to take out as much of the front delts as we can. And so that is the goal. So that is what we're going to do. So instead of going 2 notches up from flat, we're just going to go 1. Solid notch, should be roughly about 15 degrees or so inclined up. And that's where we'll be, bringing the bar towards the midpoint, kind of lower point of the chest, and just pressing up through there. So that's the only difference. Exercise order stays the same compared to my last push workout. So we will have low incline Smith to start, and then we'll have our pin-loaded chest press, so it's like a machine chest press. That one is a flat press. Pec deck, so we're front loading all that chest work, and then we'll go into our shoulder work, which will be a shoulder press, machine shoulder press. Then we'll have our single arm cable side laterals. After side laterals, we're going to our tricep work, which is in the form of an incline Smith JM press. Pretty cool exercise. Been digging that one quite a bit. And then we will go into our single arm cable overhead extensions. And that is it. Already did fasted cardio this morning. I'm actually 5 meals in, so I got no excuse to have even a great workout. I better be having a phenomenal workout today. I got all the fuel in the world. My 5th meal was like 45 minutes ago, probably, at least. So, yeah, I should be going good. We're just under 4 liters of water in, 5 of 6 meals in. I had it was our Meet the Teacher night at work. So I was at work from like 9 a.m. till it's 6:30 right now. I just left 7 to 10 minutes ago, if that, 5-10 minutes ago. So I was there for a while. But now I am raring and ready to rock. I've been anxious for the gym all day. So we're going to get in there, absolutely crush it, and go from there. So, yeah, man, just trying to really nitpick some of the smaller things in my training right now, things that I've been overthinking, things that I just want to fix to operate better, hit better parts of like the body that I want to hit. And again, the time to do that kind of stuff isn't very frequently, but the off season is the best place to do it, in my opinion. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to, notch that incline down just 1. Really try to prioritize more of the upper chest, especially with doing I have a couple flat pressing movements in my training week in both. I have one in the push A session and one in push B as well. So with that, I really want to make sure we're giving that upper chest the attention that it needs, and going from there, man. Again, pretty simple stuff. So not a big change, just 1 notch down. That's it. So it'll kind of move the location of where I'm pressing off my chest just a little bit. So anyways, that's about all I got for the intro. Got my intro already made. Obviously, I already popped the pre-workout as well. And yeah, man, that's about all I got. So I'm gonna get in there, get my mobility stuff going and raring and ready to rock and roll. Get that chest pumped up. Get through my warm-up sets. And as a reminder, I have been throwing in a few extra, there's like 1 to 2 extra warm-up sets on most exercises, and I've already noticed a really, really big difference with the connection that like mentally and physically I'm able to make with those movements just by throwing in a little extra warm-ups. You know, even if my body's raring and ready to go for that next movement, just having 1 or 2, it's literally just like rest for a minute in between. Like, it's not like I gotta, you know, do a warm-up and then take a 5-minute break and then warm up again. You know, it's just one of those things where I, you know, have noticed a big difference already in my mind muscle connection just by throwing in, again, a couple extra lighter warm-up sets here and there and going from there. So that's the plan. That's what I'm gonna do. Keep rocking with that. Go from there. So I'll catch you guys for the top set of low incline Smith press, and that'll be coming at you right about now. All right, so to get us started, as promised, we got that low incline press here. Now, this one felt pretty good here. So we got 1 notch above flat, and definitely going a little heavier than I thought I was going to, but you know what? It felt good, and every once in a while, it's just good to push some heavy weight, or heavy for me. Obviously, it's very relative to you guys. You know, it could be super light for you, could be super heavy, I don't know. But we got 2 1/4 on here. On the incline, I don't know if I've ever hit 2 1/4 for this much on any incline, so I was happy with that. Felt pretty good, and definitely won't be going above this weight for a little while. We went back to 2 plates and a 10 after that and hit that for 10, so that felt good. Then we have our chest press. So again, just kind of keeping constant tension on the chest. Not the nicest angle here, but you know, we do what we got to do. And I was able to add 2.5 pounds to this and also 2 reps, and I was kind of just like, that's funky. I'm not 100% sure how that happened, but I will take it. Was just feeling really, really good. Again, I had like 5 meals in at this point, so that's probably, you know, played a big role in my energy, and also, yeah, mainly in my energy and how much I was able to press and all that for sure. But I was super happy with it. Felt really, really good, and ended up staying at this weight again and did a set of 9 after this. So, yeah, I was like kind of sitting here like, man, that was kind of nuts. Couldn't believe it. Then went to pec deck. Again, I really like using the D handles on this one. Just feels much more comfortable on my elbows. Keep a slight hitch in the elbow as well. We don't have to have completely straight arms, but just having a nice slight bend in the elbow and just bringing those handles together, guys. It's nothing super, super crazy. If you want to hold it for longer when it's in that shortened position where the hands are out in front of the body, you absolutely can. If you want to squeeze a little extra there, that's totally up to you. I kind of like to just hit that shortened position and then control that retraction on the way back and go from there. So felt much smoother. I stayed with the same weight as I did last week on this one, but it just was a smoother 10. And then I went a little heavier on my back off set, and I think I hit that for somewhere between 10 and 12 again. So, anyways, machine shoulder press. This one we have went up only 2.5 pounds, but was able to rep match from last week, so that was good. Again, really trying to keep most of my pressing, especially in this session, closer to 10 to 12 reps. But obviously that top set of low incline, I decided to go a little bit heavier, but that's all right. You know, only hit 6 as my top set, but yeah. So this one, like I said, went up in weight and was able to rep match, so I was very happy with that for sure. Then we have our cable side laterals. Okay, so again, I really, it's a simple mental cue, guys. I'm really just thinking about putting all of that tension into my side delt. So I'm not trying to like lean into the weight or anything like that to help me get it up. I'm not trying to do anything super, super crazy. I'm just going from there. I think this is 40 pounds, something like that. Let me see here. Yes, 40, I believe. What do we got here? Oh, this actually might be, wait, hold on. 1, 2, can't really tell how much I got on there. I thought it was 40. Could be wrong here. Anyways, yeah, just putting as much into my side delts as I possibly can, and, you know, going from there. So felt good. Then we have our Smith JM press. Okay. Now this one, again, this one was hard and heavy, but I just wanted to touch 2 plates just because. Only did this for 5 for my top set. So for our top sets in the future, it will be a little bit less than this for sure. Probably closer to like that 195, 205 range or so, because that was tough. But I did go back to 185 after this, hit that for 9. Then we have some overhead cable extensions, and we did 2 working sets here as well. And yeah, nothing super, super crazy. Getting a nice hard stretch on the tricep. Going from there. Nothing super, super fancy, y'all. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff. no doubt. So yeah, felt good. Still having a little issues with my joints. I just feel like that's just probably the case of just getting older and, just having them go through a hard off season and, really, using a lot of weight in this off season that I definitely wasn't used to in the past. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise and also kind of a curse, because you're getting stronger, but the joints are all that.
Anyways, all right.
Session. See ya.
In the books.
Wow, training with 5 meals is just a tiny bit different than training with 2. Wow. Don't get me wrong, I felt it in my gut. For sure, I can still kind of feel it in my gut that it's like, all right, yeah, I ate like 5 meals with only 20 minutes of cardio before that. Like, my gut is definitely a little like fuller for sure. You can see it in even some of my training clips. I mean, there were obviously some angles that aren't super like fantabulous for making the gut look super skinny, especially in full-blown off-season mode. Yeah, actually not full-blown anymore. I've lowered my caloric surplus, so it ain't full-blown anymore. But regardless, wow. Low incline Smith, absolutely the way to go for the upper chest. Absolutely the way to go. It was insane how much better that was. Loved that. Absolutely loved that. Yeah. 2 1/4 plates. I mean, 2 1/4 for 6 obviously isn't like world record breaking, but anything on an incline where I'm, working with 2 1/4, I'm pretty happy with that. I've never been there was a point where I was a pretty decent flat presser, but incline, I've never been a super strong incline presser. So for me to work with that now and, kind of set that standard, it's like, all right, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, I just totally bumped my camera. Whoops. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. And then, doing dropping down a 2 and a 10, 2 plates and a 10, and rocking that out for I wish I would have recorded that set. That was probably one of my better pressing sets in a while. Still touch off the chest, not bang off the chest, but very touch off the chest and go. But the control just felt awesome. I felt very much so in control that way. 2 1/4 actually, I felt pretty dang in control of too for the most part. So I was happy with that. But 2 and a 10, for that back off set, felt really, really good. So I was very surprised with that flat chest press. I kind of almost thought I was am I cheating something? Is there something I'm doing that is allowing me to do this? Because I added, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I added 2.5 pounds, but then I also added 2 reps to that top set. So I was like, what? That at my level of training to where, again, I've been training now for 12 years as of this summer, consistently 5 to 7 times per week for 12 years. I obviously with, weeks off here and there, being sick and vacation, obviously it's not every single week from, in that 12-year period, but 90, probably 8 or 99% of them, put it that way, over that stretch. So, yeah, I just was baffled. I was like, what is happening? My push through power just felt so much. I don't know if it's because I lowered that incline a little more, so it took a little more tension off my shoulders, so I wasn't as fatigued up in that area. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Yeah, I was just blown away. I was like, wow, to add 2.5 pounds and 2 reps. I did that way for both sets because I was I was just baffled. I was like, what? I probably should have dropped it because I only hit 9 on the second set, which isn't bad. But usually I like to keep that second set closer to 12 as well. But yeah, I just felt very strong. Again, eating 5 meals, before training probably played a role in that. Being nice and hydrated, pretty well rested as well. All of that stuff absolutely plays a role. So it'll be nice for me because now that's one nice thing about getting back into the school year is, yeah, obviously I'm not home for the majority of the day, but I'll have eaten 4 meals before every training session Monday through Friday. So it's only my weekend sessions where I'll have 2 meals in, which is still more than enough. Don't get me wrong. I will say this, that the more food you have in you, especially when you're in a surplus, yeah, I definitely felt like I had that extra oomph in my pushing power today, for sure. So, yeah, just felt really good. It was just one of those sessions where I was just my buddy who was at the gym, actually, we went to the same high school, and it's funny, he ended up out in the air. I moved about a half hour away from where I grew up, and he ended up in this area too, and he's a year younger than me. He kind of, I put 2 1/4 on there. I was doing my warm-up sets, and I was like, you know what? I did 2 plates. 2 plates flew. If I did 2 plates today, like I did 2 plates on just like 1 notch higher incline as my back offset last week for 11, which I was really happy with. If I had done 2 plates today as my back offset, I think I would have hit that for probably like 15 to 17 reps. Like pretty close to 15. I would say 15, because that's 20 pounds lighter than 2 and a 10, and yeah, I have a feeling it would have been pretty close to 15 reps. Yeah. Definitely in that range for sure. Definitely around that for sure. So, yeah, I just was super happy. I found my groove with the low incline press. Felt so much better on my upper chest. Felt it more on my upper chest. Felt it so much less in my shoulders. And again, with having a machine shoulder press in my, in that same session, I'm just trying to be cognizant of my recovery, trying to be, thinking like, okay, what's actually going to hit the muscle groups that I want to hit, and what's going to hit them most effectively. And again, I feel like I've started to put that together. Like I did a flat jam press instead of an incline, because I'm really looking to use that movement as more of a something I can progressively overload and have that carry over into not only grow my triceps, but also have that carry over into my pressing strength. So JM press is tough. I did that. That was my what? That was my sixth out of 8 movements that I have in this session. No, 6 out of 7. Sorry, 6 out of 7. So it's a 6-7. I should probably delete that. Sorry, that was rough. Sorry if I lose a few subscribers off of that one. I'm kidding. I take it back. But I still went up to 2 plates. I only got like 5 reps at that point. Obviously, having it that late in the session, like I was smoked. But with that being said, watching the footage back, it was a clean 5 reps. And anything tricep pressing with 2 plates, I was happy with for sure. So yeah, man, it's just a great session. I don't think there was a movement today. There wasn't one movement today that I didn't take some level of progression on, whether that be like an isolation movement or like a bigger compound movement. There wasn't something that I didn't improve on. So yeah, because I think the most I ever got on a low incline Smith press since I ever did it, I know for a fact that I'd never get above 5. I don't actually think I got above 4, to be honest. So to like not do that variation of that movement for a while and jump right into it and get like 6, I was happy with that. Again, and I know for some people 2 1/4 plates on low incline are 10, 12, 15 reps, no problem. Just for me though, I'm very happy with that. It's very motivating for me, and so I'm excited to to continue to progress that and build that up to 10. That's gonna be the goal, man. Get that up to 10 reps. Kidding me? That'd be sick. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. So anyway, that's about all I got. Now the nice thing is I only have 1 meal left. I was low on my I had some eye around steak, but I don't have enough for 1 serving, so I ran over to Walmart and got myself a little treat in the form of a New York strip steak. So that's probably going to be the extent of my off-plan eating for this week, because I did have an off-plan meal last week. So I usually, if I have an off-plan meal, I'll have at most 1 off-plan meal per week. Sometimes though I only do 1 off-plan meal every 2 weeks or so, which would time out good, because that is my wife and we are going out for Labor Day weekend next weekend, and we're going out for dinner, so that'd be cool. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. So that's about all I got, and that's about all I'm gonna say before I just yap about nothing. I'm just gonna cut it there. So make sure, if you have not already, that you hit that subscribe button. Guys, means a lot to me, means a lot to the continued growth of the channel. So thank you all so much for tuning in and following along and watching the videos. I really, really appreciate it. It means the world. If you got any comments, questions, feedback, anything like that, please make sure you drop those down in the comment section below. If you like the video, drop it a like. That'd be awesome. It's a big help. If you really like the video, you can take it a step further. Share it. Let your friends know about the Natty Teacher. That'd be sick. Be awesome. Not required, but would be cool. No doubt. And other than that, man, that's about all I got. That is about all I got, man. I don't have much more to say. So if you want to work with me one-on-one in coaching, please feel free to reach out to me. Just thenattyteacher@gmail.com, or of course you can shoot me a message on Instagram or TikTok, and I'll respond as soon as I see it on my end. Training plan, diet plan, one-on-one coaching, lifestyle coaching, bodybuilding prep, whatever you need, I got your back at more than a fair price. I gotta admit, because I'm so new to this still, I probably undercut my services and underpriced my services a little bit, which is, I probably should charge more, but I do it for the love of the game, man. Like, I really do love it, and I'm very, very fairly priced for being still kind of a newbie in the coaching game. So, and it's not my full-time job, so it's just stuff I like to do on the side for fun, and I really enjoy it. So, anyways, that's it, guys. Most importantly, above everything else that I've been yapping about, God bless, and for myself, the Natty Teacher, and the entire Natty family, this episode of both Road to Natty Pro and Road to my next show, which again isn't until June, but it's cool that you guys get to kind of catch the last couple months of my off season. You've just started following along, and then you get to see me literally do an entire prep, from January to June. And so in January to June, I'm really going to try to be consistent with long-form content, like every other day or so, so you guys can really see the ins and outs of prep, and what that looks like with performance, and what that looks like as far as diet and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited for that, for sure. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys, and I will catch you all on the next one.